GM, good morning. Welcome to the Milk Road Show, the daily crypto show where our insights come faster than your excuses to skip leg day. I'm your host, Jay Hamilton, and today we are joined by the one and only Farokh, co-founder and president of DASTAN, home of Rug Radio, Decrypt Media. He's also a fellow podcaster. You can catch him every day at FOMO Hour. That's not it. Farokh also got to sit down and interview Donald Trump a few months ago. We're going to talk about what that was like as well. We're going to talk about why Farokh thinks there's a big pump coming this weekend, what he expects over the next few weeks with the US Thanksgiving coming, why he believes that retail mania is about to start, what's going on in meme coins, and how he is positioning his portfolio to take advantage of the raging bull market we are about to enter. Before we jump in, we just need to take a minute to hear from our sponsors. Whether you're bullish or bearish on MicroStrategy, T-Rex ETFs are your gateway to dynamic market plays. Get exclusive access to leveraged exposures with the first 2x short or 2x long ETFs designed specifically for MicroStrategy stock. Position yourself with precision. With T-Rex, you gain access to powerful tools for sophisticated investors. Meet Uphold, a trading platform that's changing the way you think about money. Imagine this, earning up to 4.9% APY on your US dollars. No catches, no lockup periods, and no fees. And yes, it's FDIC insured up to $2.5 million. They offer access to over 300 digital assets, which you can trade, store, and exchange with confidence, knowing Uphold operates with a 100% reserve and a transparent model. Create your account, fund it with a few taps, and you're ready to go. Click the link in the description and join Uphold today. Farokh, welcome to the Milk Road Show.
What's up? What's up? Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure and an honor.
What's up?
I'm a fan.
I should have done your intro. I can't believe I didn't do that. I should have done your intro for today's show in honor of your what's up, what's up.
What up, GM, baby.
Here we go. Thank you. Okay, I want to start with where we're at right now and this weekend. I'm going to pull up a tweet here from your good buddy, OSF Ovi. He said, this weekend could be a big one. Every crypto curious normie with a 9-to-5 job is going to be spending their weekend getting involved. Week after next is Thanksgiving and then holiday season. Robinhood and Coinbase listing memes. Stars are aligning, in my opinion, for full retail mania. What do you think? Where do you think we're at right now?
I mean, yeah, literally just got off the show with Ovi, right? Ovi was on today. So he's been taking a step back to focus on Reg, but he was on this morning. It was Ovi, Mando, and I. We literally pulled up the same tweet and had the same conversation. We all agree that this is, I believe strongly, this is the first retail weekend of this cycle for the reason that Pepe and Mark were listed on, not Mark. Oh, maybe that's predicting, but Pepe and With were listed on a Wednesday at like 12 and 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Coinbase. So this is the first weekend. I think that retail is going to go home at 5 p.m. tonight. We're Friday, right? And be like, okay, now what do I buy? I don't think they're even going to wait. I mean, you're seeing bounce across memes like as I'm speaking right now. It's noon, but I think this weekend's going to be really big. Yeah, totally agree.
Do you think that more meme coins get listed on exchanges? I mean, as we're talking about that,
it's not to generate revenue, right? Like it's just business. Like it's not even like hopium or whatever. It's literally business. Like Coinbase missed their earnings last quarter, which is not a big deal. It was barely a miss, but it's still a miss. And so how you make money is with fees and generating, and then like you get onto Coinbase, you buy, I don't know, Pepe, and then you buy all the other coins, Bitcoin, Sol, ETH, et cetera, and they make money on the way in, on the way out. So it's business. It's not even like hopium or whatever, or like meme coin super cycle type stuff. Like it's literally like how these companies make money. So I do believe Coinbase is going to list more. They do have to be more careful in what they list. Like Binance seems pretty, they like
laissez-faire.
Laissez-faire on Binance. Like we saw what happened with Peanut, though. Like Peanut's like flying right now at 2 billion, but like we saw what happened with Act One and a few others. Like they just list them on spot like that. Like Nero, but I think like it's gonna be a war, but right now between exchanges and who lists what first. So we literally have like exchanges fighting to like pump our bags.
It's just insane.
That's how it is, right? Like figured out like you have Larry Fink and the president-elect of the United States of America pumping Bitcoin for you. Now you have Coinbase and Binance pumping meme coins for you. Like, you just gotta like sit and let it like play out.
So, okay, let's talk about your let's get into your investment portfolio and your like view for a second, just because for our listeners who don't listen to FOMO Hour and don't know you as well, tell us how are you positioned? Are you barbell strategy? Are you Bitcoin and meme coins? Are you in any of the alts?
I'm only Bitcoin. I'm only right now. So no alts. I don't.
No alts. Zero alts.
No, there's no point.
Like not even Sol, not even ETH.
I don't consider. Okay, so for me, BTC, ETH, Sol are majors. So yeah, okay. I guess in that. Okay, so let me rephrase. I sold all my ETH for Solana last November, a year ago, because I saw that the trend changing. And so I'm heavy Sol, but even now I added risk. So meaning I've been selling Sol for memes since a while. So it's like to go, because this is where like I like to go a little risk on more. So I'm already risk on. I go even riskier. Until I mask risk. So it's almost like I'm down to like my last Sol, but into like the major memes to see if I can make a play like that. And even on Bitcoin, I'm more risk. So Bitcoin, I'm like, I've picked my winner for like ordinals, and I've picked my winner for runes, like pups and Bitcoin puppets. I'm already like 10x on all of them, right? So it's like I've had them for a while. So it's like I'm keeping that until I flip it to Bitcoin, and I'll hold the plain Bitcoin. And then, of course, NFADYR, this is my personal strategy because you're asking. And then ETH, I hold no ETH, but I hold a lot of Pepe and Mog, because to me, they're the best meme coins on Ethereum. So far, I've been right. Like, I got into Mog at 1 million. So that's 1,000x. It hit $1 billion. And Pepe, I was doing since early on, in and out, fumbled like a $10 million bag. It's okay because I'm in. But like, to me, like Pepe Mog, it was today, it was like I was just like, that's what I'm doing. And on Solana, I like Sol the most. I think Sol will outperform most of its own memes, actually.
Really?
So, yeah, that's what it's been doing. Like, Solana's outperformed like almost every meme. Like, if you like Sol versus Wave, for example, Sol versus Bonk, etc. Like, Solana's been outperforming all its own memes. Like, Solana's like trading like a meme coin at this stage, which is crazy. And I think it's going much higher. So obviously Solana memes, and then I rotate a lot. Like, I play a lot of memes, right? So I'll have like a big bag of stuff at all times, whether it's AI, whether it's like Luce right now, for example, to name a few. I can name it because like over $250 million. I try not to name stuff under 100 for obvious reasons, but I have also meme bags, and I'm trading. Like, I'm DGen trading day in, day out while building. So yeah, it's I'm pretty heavy, but yeah, none of these, like none of the utility alts yet.
Right. Do you think that the utility alts have a season in this cycle?
I hope so. I think it would be great. I think utility alts with an actual purpose this time, not the governance token.
So governance isn't enough utility for you.
I mean, governance is a lie, right? It's like a meme itself. I mean, what are you governing, right? It's like we tried the DAO route. Like, we've been trying building a DAO for 3 years. Like, I'm one of the few people that actually tried going down that route and give it everything he had, and it doesn't work. It's just a broken model. Let's just be honest. Like, it's just a broken, like, decentralization doesn't mean anarchy. And a lot of people took DAOs and decentralizations as that. And it doesn't work like that. And so I think progressive decentralization is the move. So therefore, governance doesn't work. And governance tokens are a sham. And they were invented because the US government was against us and battling us and fighting us every day. And that's about to change. We're just inventing words and ways to launch tokens in this industry because we had to go around the US government. Let's be honest. Like, we have to do, we're a Cayman Foundation with a BVI sub. I don't want to fucking do that. Sorry. I don't want to do that.
You can swear. It's okay.
Well, I don't want to do that, but I have to, because if I don't do it that way, the US government's going to attack us, right? Actually, they froze our accounts like 5 times in the last 2 years at Ragrido.
what happened yesterday? Tell us that.
He wrote a whole letter. I'm not reading. I was just jumped to a conclusion, but that letter was like pretty much a resignation letter. Like, it was like, I'm on my way out type letter. So that's what it looks like. So that's going to change. So I'm hoping we can bring crypto back to America that way without having to go around. So going back to utility coins, a lot of them were shams and also low float, high FDV. And so we approach it a lot because, of course, like, we have the DASTAN, we have myriad markets, and We have a few things coming up with that. So I follow that very closely, but I think utility can be redefined and done properly. Like actual utility coin. Like the utility can no longer be governance.
So utility, like what would actual be utility for you? A utility would be like a fee, like Uniswap turning on fees, and
that's great. Uniswap turning on fees. What Jupiter's doing is amazing. Real stuff. Like Jupe to me is a leader in that sense. And again, back to Solana Eco, I love that guy. Meow, he's awesome. He's a great builder. But that stuff is cool. Like that stuff works out for people. It's either meme or like an actual like right curve, like no mid curves. Like it has to be very right curve, like smart, well built, well done, well organized, flows back to the people, like with proper mechanisms and stuff. But
so are you in any what I would call DeFi tokens to like kind of like get into like more categories? I'm guessing no, because you said you're not in utility tokens and DeFi tokens.
No, right now
utility tokens.
Right now, no, because like you, I host a podcast. We don't talk about these coins. There's a reason they don't have mind share.
It's interesting because we talk about the utility and the DeFi tokens quite a bit at Milk Road, because our audience is more hesitant our audience likes the fundamentals. Our audience enjoys business fundamentals. They want to see that they're actually building a business. They don't love the memes as much because it's so speculative and it's so difficult to predict. Now, let's talk about right now where we're at in the cycle. Why do you believe that meme coins are the way to go, other than Bitcoin? Let's leave that one aside for now. Why meme coins? Why is that where you would be allocating right now?
It's what people get the most. It's what got me, like how I started. Like in 2021, when I got like finally invested in crypto, I loved crypto forever. I'd been researching it for a long time. I just didn't have the balls to buy it, straight up. And so
you got big balls now, man.
Oh, dude, I'm swinging them, dude. Keep growing as I do better in the space. Actually, it's crazy technology. But hey, Brian Johnson, I got something for you now. But I'm actually talking to him because he's gonna be next on my pod. But yeah, dude, I want to talk about erections with Brian Johnson and tokens, right? It's gonna be fun. But anyway, so it's like why memes? Because when I got into the space, I bought Dogecoin and I 10x that overnight. Then I got into NFTs and NFTs blew up and my career took a turn for the best, which was a generational run for me in 2021. But meme coins make the most sense, brother. Like they're the NFTs of last cycle. Like, when my little brother, what do you think he's going to buy? Like Solana or Farokh, right? Like, let's be honest, like, and Farokh at $250 million this morning. So it's like, it's what they buy. Like, let's be honest. I was talking this on the show this morning. Last cycle, people were buying, pardon my French, ass token, tits token, cum rocket. Like these are real coins. Search them up. They all went to $1 billion, right? But maybe the listeners. So this is how people think. Like this is what people are buying because they want to risk. They want the casino. They want to gamble. That's why casinos are always open. Vegas is going to exist forever. Macau is thriving, right? So it's like, that's what people want, right? And that's, again, back to the exchanges. This is how they're going to make their money this cycle. Now, you will probably lose it all if you only do meme coins. My swing, and it's not for the faint of heart. Like yesterday, I'm down. Like I could be down $1 million on a day sometimes, right? And you're like, whoa, but you're not down until you sell it. And so then I wake up this morning, and it's back. You know what I mean? It's like it's a lot of like swings. But if you play your cards right, there is money to be made. I do think though, like you got to play barbell strategy, right? Like you said at the beginning of the show, like you got to think, like you have to have your core positions and you have to trust it. You cannot lose your stack. And that stack has to always go back to this stack. You stack Sol, you stack ETH, maybe not ETH, you stack Bitcoin. You know what I mean? Because there's going to be a point in time where all these meme coins, you're going to rotate them to BTC ETH Sol, then BTC ETH Sol are going to keep going, and then you cash out. You know what I mean? So yeah. I think you got to keep that in mind. Like the meme coin mania is fun, but it's dangerous.
Yeah, I don't want to get into this Sol versus ETH debate today, but at some point, I think I
hate Maxi, so I think it's super cringe.
Yeah, totally. I mean, nobody should ever be a maxi. Technology changes. If you're a maxi, you're missing out on the obvious, which is look back 2 years ago and try to think about, did you know that anything was going to happen that has happened? No, you don't. Everything changes so fast in this space, in any any technology space. Everything changes so fast. So it makes zero sense to be a maxi. But I do think the ETH versus SOL for the rest of the cycle is a very interesting conversation, but we don't need to have that right now. Maybe we'll get you back on the show and we'll do a deep debate on that. Let's talk though about our audience is going to be less active traders. Our audience is not trading every day the way you are. Our audience is buy and hold they're cycle traders, right? So they're buy and hold. Most of them are fully allocated at this point anyways.
All that as you should be.
Exactly as you should be. But even if you're not, it's still early.
Very early.
Okay. I was hoping you would agree with me on that one. I was looking for that quick. You're such a good podcaster. This is great. And there's still a lot of time. And the reason we know we're early is there's many indicators. We did a show with Philip Wright from Bitcoin Pro magazine last week. You can look at that to see all these indicators that talk about how we are still so early in this cycle, in this part of the cycle in particular. Banana zone is on, but we still got time to go. When you look at your portfolio, are you taking profits from any of your Bitcoin stuff? Or are you just holding that forever? Because what I'm trying to get at for our audience, what they really care about and what they're trying to learn about is, okay, what are the sell targets that I should have in the banana zone for my coins? And obviously that varies depending upon your own strategy and your own financial situation and how much profit you should take. And that's totally up to in your own, that's very personal. But I'm always curious to get into the minds of like where, especially for the majors. And so we'll skip ETH because you're not in ETH, but for Bitcoin and SOL, where do you think
ETH soon? Trust me, I'm just waiting for that bottom.
Okay, so you are coming to ETH.
I had a lot of ETH coming into this week, and then I sold it all in the 3,200 range because I didn't like how it was trading. It's at $3,000 now, so thank God. But
where do you think ETH bottoms?
It's forming it right now.
Yeah.
I'm convinced there's no shot. You could be the biggest ETH hater in the world. Closing your eyes to that is stupid. I think Solana hit all-time high market cap and is at a cycle high right now. Like it's chilling there, 210. All-time high price wise, 250. It's going there, I think, next 2 weeks. Bitcoin's obviously all-time high like every fucking day at this stage. Like it's 90K. It's going to be probably all-time high again this weekend. Even if it's not, I don't care. I hope Bitcoin stops. Like just chill. Give us 2 weeks. Just let us breathe. There's no reason for ETH. The ETH is literally like 30% away from cycle high at 4K. It's 3K. The cycle high is 4K. And the all-time high is 4,800. It's like, what? Like ETH has every narrative right now going on for it. It's got ETFs on the back of Bitcoin. It's got UBS, Franklin Templeton, everybody building tokenization on it. It just doesn't have the trenches. It doesn't have the day-to-day active users. It doesn't have the data, but it has the biggest meme coin of this cycle, Pepe. And it's got the biggest culture coin of this cycle, which I believe is MOG. Full disclosure, bag holder, said it at the beginning of the show, but that's why. Like I hold it back because I think that, right? Not like put my money where my mouth is. But you know, it's gonna be like that. Where you take profits, I think at some point you want to shave. But this cycle, I wonder if I shave to US dollars. Yes, of course you want to shave to US dollars because you got to live. Like you still got to pay for your milk and your food, right? And your food for your head, like in like your sneakers and stuff like that, US dollars. But I think with this is paradigm shift, like Trump winning, Bitcoin being mass adopted, $100,000 is a big like. I wonder if I'd have to decide. I wonder if I cash out into Bitcoin and USD and then chill this cycle, I mean half at some point, and just not look again until next bull. You know what I mean? I feel like Bitcoin is like such a safe bet. It's safer now that it's in the hands of like those people. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I think lots of people are on that plan. Bitcoin.
I have a lot of friends taking profits into Bitcoin, not USD.
Exactly. A Bitcoin is my savings account. That is where I hold my money. It is the best hedge against inflation and against
frozen.
Can't be frozen. It's always yours. You can move it around the world. Lots of benefits. And okay, what about, let's talk about SOL and ETH. Where do you think SOL and ETH are going in this cycle?
ETH, I think it's like $7,500 max.
Okay.
5K minimum. I think it's hard to put a ceiling on Solana here. It's really, I'm even looking at it as you're talking, but it's hard to put a ceiling on Sol. I guess there's massive unlocks coming in the first quarter, in March, I think, right? March, Feb, like huge unlocks coming, billions of dollars of unlocks. But everybody wants to trade on Sol. Like the biggest apps this cycle are Jupiter, Moonshot, Phantom Wallet, like
yeah. And ETH isn't there yet,
and
right?
Solana's gonna have the ETF narrative soon. Like this morning, Matthew Siegel
Yeah.
of Finax said that he's like sure it's gonna happen. It was all depending on the Trump administration. Solana relisted on Robinhood this week. That too, brother. For the memecoin, we talked about the weekend. Solana was relisted.
Who else listed on Robinhood this week?
Is Sol, ADA, like all the alts that they sold,
like all the and Ripple too.
Ripple, all of those, all the alts that they sold for people, which was pretty tragic if you ask me. Like they forced you to sell your soul at like $8, but they really said 200, right? Because they can make money. See, again, it's such a business for these people. That's why, like, don't use exchanges, guys. Like, use like this. Like, there's so many better places to buy crypto. But point being, Sol, like, I don't know how to put a ceiling. I say, okay, Moonboy target 1,000, but that's like Moonboy target means sell before that. 350 bear case, 500 base case, $1,000 bull case. I'll put that. I think it's fair.
Yeah.
I think it's very fair.
I mean,
Bitcoin is 150. It's hard not to see Sol above 350.
Yeah. Well, it's funny you bring up Matthew Siegel came on the show a few months ago, and he predicted Sol 1,000 in this cycle. So
see, that's the it's like
that's top. And I think you nailed it when you said the best thing you said there was don't wait that doesn't mean try to sell it at 1,000.
Trim at 350, buy some memes, trim at 500 or Bitcoin, buy Bitcoin. Like trim to Bitcoin. It doesn't matter. Like you're not gonna like so what? Ooh, it's gonna go to another 2x. Like what's 2x once you're already up a lot, right?
How long do you think this cycle lasts? Do you think you got 12 months, 18 months, 6 months?
Forever. Super cycle, golden bull run. I'm just kidding. I'm a moon boy. I actually barely took any profits on the cycle. I got wrecked heavy. I lost millions of dollars. So it's like all my paper gains were like destroyed. Like almost everything. It's crazy. Like 80% of my net worth like flushed. Yeah. This cycle, I promise.
Me too, man. Me too. It's a mistake a lot of us made, and that is the mistake that everybody who's in their first cycle, everyone makes.
You're gonna make it. Like if you listen to this, and it's your first cycle, just so you know, you're gonna lose 80% of your money. I hate to make it sound like this, but it's just the truth. But if you accept what I'm saying, you may not. Like if you accept right now, listening to me saying this to you, that you're gonna lose all your money, you may not. You know what I mean?
You may not, but you probably still will, because in 6 months, 12 months, whatever the time frame is, you're gonna think you're a fucking genius.
You're gonna think it's genius season. Everyone's a genius. I'm a genius right now. I am so smart. I'm a genius until I'm not. And so are you, dude. And so are all of my friends. We're all geniuses until we get fucking wrecked.
And notice how fast it's gone up. It goes down just as fast.
I think this like next bear, like it could go down like crazy, because think about this. We love the ETFs, right? We love reading the Bitcoin inflows. What do you think happened in a time of like a bear market in the macro market? The outflows on Bitcoin are going to be insane. When boomers offload the living shit of the Bitcoin they've been buying since like, when did ETFs go live? 40K Bitcoin, 38K Bitcoin, something like that. Yeah. They've been buying, bro. Boomers have been buying nonstop. They're already like almost 3x, bro. Like when they're going to be 10x on that, 6x, 8x on that Bitcoin, and it's time for Daddy BlackRock to sell on behalf of their clients, and the bears hitting and recessions hitting, or if it hits, like all this stuff, because cycles, right? It's gonna come down unless the 1% chance of this super cycle 10-year, like there's been 10-year bull markets in the past, right? There's been 2 of them. I looked up recently, like the biggest bull markets in history. I think it was like 2002, 2008 after that for 10 years, right? And like another one before this in the 90s.
Because 2008 was when we went into zero interest rates, right? Like basically every central bank, every government had to reset because of the financial crisis.
1987 to 2000 is the biggest, the tech boom. Okay. And then it's the post-financial crisis recovery bull market, which was 2009, 2020. And then we got like, that's the big bear that we got after COVID, right?
Yeah.
So
you think that can happen again right now?
Not right now, but maybe not right now. But the thing is, it all depends on the promises that were made by Trump and how they're going to be held. Because like, dude, like I wouldn't sleep on like the biggest power on earth, like making Bitcoin potentially a strategic reserve. Like you have the government of Pennsylvania now, once again, involved and front run the federal government. Like it's crazy. So if these governments are going to start buying crypto in mass, I don't know. Also, there could be a world where, and that's another option I'll give you, where Bitcoin goes up forever and your alts just go down for life. That's an option too. Like that's the third option, right? It's like one is the cycle, which is the 98%, and then put a 1% to up everything up forever, and then put another 1% to Bitcoin up forever, and the rest down forever. Like that's also an option.
Yeah. I think the most likely scenario is, as you said, we're in another cycle and we continue to go up and we continue to go down.
But if that's the case, then this is the beginning of the wave of this big bull run, because all we had right now, in my opinion, is the Trump pump. We haven't had big pump. If you think that pump to 80K was a lot, if you listen to 90K was a lot, like, dude, you're about to see pumps like fucking 150K, and I'm not your foreign yet, and I'm like the biggest bull on earth in CT. Like, people know me as Farokh Permabull. Like, my friends on their phone, they call me Farokh Permabull. Like, I am you. Like, you will. I have not felt euphoric this week. Yes, I've gotten up at big trades. I've screamed my lungs out of happiness yet, but I'm not euphoric. Like, this is my calm state. You will get euphoric. Like, you will know in your heart when it's like, oh my God, it changed my life. I'm gonna buy my mom a house. Sell. Do it. Buy your mom that house this time.
Yeah, do it.
Because last time I was like, here, yo, I'm gonna buy this. I'm gonna buy. I was counting my NFTs. I'm like, that's one Porsche, that's two Porsches, that's three Porsches, that's three Porsches. I was like, I had like, at some point, I could have bought like 20 fucking Porsches with my NFTs alone. And guess what? I still don't own one.
I can't wait to see the comments that our audience is gonna make on this episode.
Seriously, bro, I was
half our audience is gonna be like, "Why the fuck is Farokh talking about buying Porsches?"
That was the Azuki trade. Like, I ran up Azukis up to like $1.5 million worth of Azukis, and I was in a hot tub in a Beverly Hills mansion, thinking, how many cars can I buy now with my Azukis? And that was the top of the cycle, and then I round trip that back to zero almost. So just so you know, like, I'm explaining from first experience the signals. When I'm in a Beverly Hills mansion, fucking counting how many cars I can buy.
Yeah.
Like, this is where you're supposed to sell it.
Yeah. I mean, definitely. Yeah, definitely. You're supposed to sell it. That most people don't even get to that point, Farokh. They don't get that signal. That's the
your
most
life
extreme.
Has changed. Like, if your life has changed, change it.
Yeah.
You know, like, if your life has changed, change it. Like, do it.
What would be the most disappointing thing for probably both you and I? You and I are both running media companies in this space. Our entire objective is to grow the space, to educate people, and to help people make life-changing money, because we believe this is a once in a lifetime opportunity to make money. And it would be so disappointing if everybody listening did not make life-changing money in the next year. But as we said, it's very possible, because a lot of people struggle to take profits. It is and I'm not saying you should take profits today. It's early. Don't take them today unless you're trading meme coins. Okay, then you should definitely be taking profits. But yeah, that's the biggest mistake that a lot of people would make. And I'm not saying take profits on everything. I'm not saying sell out of everything. Maybe sell into Bitcoin if that's your strategy. But you need to have a strategy to take some profits in the next 12 months. Otherwise, you're going to round trip for sure. Farokh, I want to talk about interviewing Trump. What was that like?
Dude, that was fucking sick.
Yeah, man, you looked good, man. You were all suited up, and your hair was nice,
brother. Come on, bro. You interviewing the future president of the USA. You got to pull up in the Migs Wax. Migs Wax is my tailor. His family's been tailors for 97 years. He's actually bringing me a new blazer tonight. But it's like you gotta pull up. Actually, ironically, I wore the. So my brother graduated law school, and as a gift, I tailored him his first suit ever. My little brother, to care of him. Cool. So anyways, like, that was his. So that's fire, right? Double the fire. But anyways, got to bring in the heat, right, to Mar-a-Lago. But President, dude, that was crazy, brother. That was the biggest accomplishment of my career. Let's be honest. Whether you like Trump or not, like, this is like a huge accomplishment, right? And so it was surreal. I was stressed. You can tell. Like, I don't get stressed. I was like Farokh stress mode. He actually soothed me. He looked at me like in a way that like actually calmed me down. Ironically, a lot of people are like, is he scary? Is he mean? Is he racist? I'm like, dude, he's fucking chill, bro. Like, he's cool as fuck. Like, before the interview, he got me to come to like a dining room to meet him in person, shook my hand, looked at me in the eyes, goes, young guy, huh? Shook his hand. Oh, he's 6'5", and I'm a short king. And he's like, I'm like 4'2", so I'm just kidding. I'm like 5'8". But he was like, we're gonna have a lot of fun. And he calmed me down. And then during the interview, he saw I was really stressed at first, because I was the first interview post second assassination attempt in the world.
Really?
So 5 seconds before going on, his press
and that was just coincidence?
Yeah,
That
I was there when it happened.
Shit.
I was getting swept by the Secret Service. I was on a Secret Service screening to go to Mar-a-Lago inside, like dogs like sniffing your balls and shit type thing. And like it's me and my crew, and like pull over to the side, please, sir. Something happened. So I knew about this attempt 45 minutes before the media, but I was asked like, yo, don't post shit. Like, don't do anything or else it's going to go viral. And it's going to be you breaking the news. So I waited for news to break before telling everyone.
Hard one not to break that, eh? You're like, this is
people to find out. It's crazy. And then people thought that the interview would be done, but President Trump actually said 3 times it was very exciting that he wanted to keep going with it.
Wow.
So like Hannity, everybody was trying to have him first. It was supposed to be Hannity, but it was me in the end. Shout out to Hannity on Fox, I guess, but we got it first. And then so I was the first person to ask him how he felt. But then 2 seconds before going on, one thing I keep forgetting to tell people, someone came to me and said, yo, just so you know, your interview with Donald Trump is going to be broadcasted live on CNN, CNBC, ABC, Fox while you're asking, because you're the first person to ask. Live. So what they did is all programming across the USA was stopped, and then they live broadcasted. That's what this famous screenshot saying Farokh moderator and the thing. Yeah. So I was broadcasting live across the planet. I had people calling my mom from Iran. Like, yo, your son's on fucking TV. Like, what's going on? And then the BBC, Iran, BBC Persian, 21 million followers did a whole thing on me. Like, I had a friend call me from Singapore because I was doing like Token 2049. I was meant to be there at Token 2049, but I went to Mar-a-Lago instead. I was getting calls from my friends saying, yo, you were just on CNN in Singapore. Like, it was insane. So like the feeling was surreal. I'm super happy. I think the next interview with him is going to be at the White House. Sick. And it was really cool, man. It was it was so sick. It was
I can't imagine.
Sick. It was so sick.
It's just a wild experience and an incredible accomplishment. Congrats to you and Rug Radio.
It was for the space, we gotta do it for the industry. Totally. For me, this for me, it was like I had the pressure of the entire industry. I don't want to claim that I represent the industry, but in a way I do when I do that. It's like I wanted to make the industry proud. It was beyond Farokh. It was beyond Rug Radio. It was beyond Myriad, Decrypt, DASTAN. It was for everyone. Like, it was for Milk Road. It was for fucking everybody. Like, all competitors. It was for the industry. It was for the people, because that interview was like a catalyst for crypto, because you have the president-elect now talking for 32 minutes with a crypto native podcaster. The first ever
young crypto native
ever time he did an interview with someone crypto related. He did Bitcoin Magazine, but the Nashville, like the thing, he never gave an interview to crypto native media. So it was really important, I think. And on the back of that, a lot of people were into crypto. At least I know my doctor called me the next day, and he's like, rich doctor, doesn't need Bitcoin, but now he's buying Bitcoin. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And it's just starting. Like, that's how you know, right? Like, just wait for Thanksgiving next weekend.
He texted me yesterday. He didn't buy it. He texted me yesterday. He's like, yo, so remind me that.
Did I miss it?
Yeah. He's like, remind me the best side about Bitcoin. So I sent him the Kraken link. I'm going to just do that. Right. So it's like, so dude, like, amazing. We're there, we're there.
All right. Before we wrap, Farokh, final thoughts, anything that you think people should be watching, whether it be tokens, anything in the short term that you've got your eye on that you think our audience could have an opportunity to profit from?
I would say, pay attention to the market, and then pay attention to what we're doing. I think what we're doing, dude, it's going to be a big deal. Like, I don't think I know. Like, and I obviously, like, I hate hyping my own stuff. Actually, I'm not good enough at that. So that's ironic because I hype a lot. But like what we're doing at DASTAN and with Myriad Markets, like our prediction market product. So the farming season opens very soon, perhaps in a couple of weeks. Perhaps we have a big event happening at Art Basel, December 5, 6, 2nd. Perhaps there could be things going on there, and perhaps there's announcements coming. But just hypothetically speaking, I've heard from source.
Of course.
So I would really, really, really advise people to pay attention to us, like Myriad.markets. Sorry, I don't know if I'm allowed to shill, but it's like I'm
Go
very
for it, man. You're on the show. Yeah.
I spend 100 hours a week working. Like you talk to me about trading, so I'm not a trader. This is what I do for fun. But like I spend 80 hours a week working. I do like 40 meetings per week. We have a 50-person team now at DASTAN. We've acquired Lucky Trader. We've acquired 2 more companies as well, low key. But we're what's going to happen there is going to be huge, and I think it's something your audience is going to understand and be able to play with. So I would definitely farm that. I'd pay attention to a lot of the stuff, like the folks like Rec Guide, the homies. What they're building is really cool, and pay attention to different metas. Don't be maxi, don't be afraid to like swing, but also be careful between that. But there's a lot left this cycle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love it. I've got to ask for everybody listening in. I want to know if you want us to have Farokh back on the show or not, because Farokh, you're a polarizing guy. Like you're a very hype, very energized. If you guys are watching on YouTube right now, you should see what he's doing. And I think it's gonna split with our audience. I think half our audience is gonna be like, never invite this guy back, and half our audience is gonna be like, this guy's.
It's gonna be like 99.1, bro. The 1%,
it's gonna be
back on.
Yeah. I love it, man. I love it. I love your energy. Thanks so much for joining us, my man. Really appreciate it. We will, I'm sure, get you back on at some point. But until then, shout out to you and your whole team, everything you guys are building. Wish you nothing but the best.
Thank you.
And good luck in this cycle. Thanks everybody for listening in. Have a wicked awesome day.
Peace.
As always, if you liked today's episode, please hit subscribe and make sure you follow us so you don't miss out on the next one. There's also a link in the description to our free 5-minute daily newsletter where we simplify crypto for you while making you laugh. And if you're willing to step up your crypto investing game, we're going to also leave a link for Milk Road Pro. You get access to our portfolio where you can see exactly what we are buying. This is your #1 resource to help you invest successfully in crypto. One final note, this show is for educational purposes only, and nothing we say is financial advice. Investing in crypto or any asset is risky, and you should never invest more than you can afford to lose. Thanks so much for listening in, my friends. Have a wicked awesome day.